What's going on? I'm having these moments and they're coming a little bit more frequently, and I don't know what that is, if that's old age. I'm more 50 than not. Early in the year, I didn't really feel 50. I still don't feel 50. But maturity might be setting in, which is a dangerous thing. I don't know how much more mature I need to get. I don't want to get too mature, not feel 50, and then die. So I've been thinking about some things, and everything doesn't always have to be, we got to fix this problem with this. We got to fix this problem with that. I mean, we got a lot of problems, and I get it, and we do need to fix a lot of shit. But sometimes, you really need to sit and look at the structures that are in place and why these structures still remain in place. And the biggest reason is your ass. Most of the reasons that power structures stay in place is because we don't fight power structures. We yell and scream from across the street, but when it's time to go chest to chest with the power structure, we back down. We want somebody else to do that for us. Now, I'm going to go, and I don't deal with a lot of entertainment and athletes and get all in depth with a lot of shit like that, because I understand sports and entertainment and what it means to me. Okay? Let me get one more. I ain't like crackhead but I need to get one more because I need to put my glove back on because I got to start fucking with some food. So let me get one more hit. No, it's not like that. I just knew I was going to have to put my glove back on, and I don't want to touch the weed while I still got to go back and touch food. If you see me smoking and I got a glove on, I ain't fucking with the food no more, and I just ain't took the glove off yet. I don't know why the fuck I'm explaining myself to anybody out in this bitch. Be 12 motherfuckers watch this video and I'm up here explaining shit to you. I ain't gotta explain shit to y'all. So, when we hear about people making it out the hood, people make it out the hood. Okay? How do people make it out the hood? Now, I know the first thing that people always think about is sports. And they think about entertainment, and they think about those things. Very few people make it out the hood through sports, through entertainment, okay? More people make it out the hood through hard work, determination, consistency, some education, okay? And when they do make it out, the biggest thing that they want to do is don't come back. And rightfully so. You don't want to do all that work and then come back to the hood and have to live. No, that's kind of fucked up. You go through 4 years of college and a couple years of grad school and this, that, and the other, and you come back and you sleeping in your mama's house. That happens a lot. I get it. But what I'm talking about, talent pluckers. See, America is a talent plucker. Now that we know it as America. Before America was America, they plucked talent, but they was plucking it from overseas. They were plucking it from other territories. They've always been talent pluckers. The racist white powers that be have always been talent pluckers. Why? Because they've had no talent. They've had no skill. So they've needed somebody to do all that work, and they figured out a structure that could make them the ultimate, and that was called slavery, where they could maximize someone's talent. I don't really think they maximized people's talent with slavery, because they beat the shit out of us. They raped us, they killed us, they did all kinds of shit to us, and just overall just brutalized us and demoralized us. So I don't think they actually maximized us. They maximized what they got out of it, but they didn't maximize us. We were worth more than that. But when they plucked the talent and didn't treat the talent very well, they would just go back and get some more talent and just pluck some more talent. And it was a forced plucking then. It was a non-compensated plucking then. See, the talent plucking that's done nowadays, people are actually paid. They're actually paid. I don't always say it's fairly, but they're paid. I mean, when you get plucked and you're put into an infrastructure, you are getting compensated. So you are not enslaved. No, you're not. You are not enslaved. You are being compensated. Now, you may be an indentured servant, which is just a step above a slave, but they were compensated in some way. You might even be like sharecropper status. You really don't own shit in the company that you work for, but neither did the sharecroppers, because at the end of the day, all that shit still went back to the former slave master and then person you were sharing with. They were still your overseer. But have you ever thought like Hollywood and the sports franchises and all the stuff out there, if they know that the talent is in the black community, in the inner cities, in areas densely populated with people of color, see, I'll use y'all word for a minute, people of color, because they know that's where the talented motherfuckers are, right? How come they don't ever build nothing in these areas? You ever wondered why? You ever wondered why, like, we don't have, like, MGM Acting Academy, 20th Century Fox Acting Academy, Paramount Theaters Acting Academy, right in the hood? Why is it always just one that they pluck up out the hood, they become famous, and they always like to say, yeah, we found them acting on the street. Yeah, we found them doing this. We found them in the mall, and the mother told them to go on up there and see what you can do. It's always just one. You ever notice that? It ain't never like 20 of them that came out the hood at one time and Hollywood said, yeah, we got something for y'all asses. It ain't just ain't 20 of them to just run right into the NBA, the NFL, Major League Baseball. Well, we don't play baseball no more. Black people just don't play baseball. We just don't run off into professional sports franchises. We can take it even down to the most basic, but most fruitful of all, colleges. Colleges know black kids need to go to school just as much as white kids. And it's also good for most companies still in the United States of America to have a black employee on your staff. You can check that box. EOC, EOE. You can check that box. When you got a qualified, bona fide, certified black employee on your staff, boy, you killing the game. Now, if you just got to get a black employee in there so the feds back up off your ass because you got an EOE problem, then that's different. But if you like plucking black talent because black employees tend to be more talented, more skilled, more teachable, this, that, and the other, then why don't you put some fucking academies inside the black communities? Maybe corporations, it'd be different. You know, workforces wouldn't actually put big buildings. Now, I'd expect that from these theaters and all these sports franchises, but if I'm talking about a college, let's say a college, okay? University of Michigan. How come University of Michigan doesn't make it its business to go into the black communities to pluck black talent? And y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but y'all seeing University of Michigan run through y'all schools? We got University of Michigan. We got Michigan State University. We got Eastern Michigan University. Do they run up in the schools trying to pluck talent, trying to find students to go to their university, give them a blueprint, say, hey, if you follow this, you're a 5th, 6th grader, you're going into 7th, 8th grade, 9th grade is when it counts. So you got to have your shit in order by 9th grade. So you start hitting them at the 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. So last shot, get it together. 9th grade, it counts. Are you guys giving them the blueprint or what it would take to be a Michigan Wolverine, a Michigan State Spartan, an EMU Huron, or Eagle? Sorry, I'm old. Sorry. You know, are you doing that? Are y'all doing everything you can to pluck black talent out of the black communities to go to school around here? This is all Washtenaw County. Washtenaw County is my village. Now, I can venture on down the way and talk about Detroit, but I see a considerable amount of black kids going to Wayne State and U of D. So I think, I could be wrong, or is it still pretty much those people are just all on the basketballs and football teams? I don't know. But I'm pretty sure a pretty good faction of black people still go to U of D and Wayne State, but I don't even know their plucking processes. See, are there plucking processes in the D to get black kids? Because at one time, there was single-digit graduation rate for the boys. It had gotten low. They said if you wasn't going to Cass King, Renaissance, and something else, shit, you wasn't graduating from high school. By that time, they was just canceling you out as a boy. Now, I don't know if things have changed around in the D or not. I don't fuck around that much with that type of stuff. But I need to find that out, too. I'm most interested to find out how come nobody's plucking for the masses? Why y'all just go in the hood and just try to get one? Take them out, shine them up real good, and then there you go. This is what we do to y'all. Because you're not doing shit for us. Show us what you do to us, not for us. Because you don't do shit for us by doing one. Come in and get a whole bunch of them. Train them up. What's that saying? Train up a child, and he'll never stray. Some of that shit, I don't know what it is. Train up a child. We need you to train up a child. We gonna teach them at home, make sure they do the right thing there, and y'all train them up. They get that initial education at home. Now, so this ain't for everybody. I know everybody got that hope and dream that their son or daughter gonna be a professional athlete. You should never be positioning your daughter to be a professional athlete. You know, you see always a discrepancy about how much female athletes make compared to professional athletes that are men. Don't train your daughter up to be that. You might want to train her up to own the team. If she wants to play, okay. But I need you looking towards management early because your career is not going to last long. You're not going to make a lot of money. That's being positive. That's being optimistic. Sounds pessimistic, but it's being optimistic. Too many of y'all want your kids to be players and don't want your kids to be GMs and owners. That's a problem. Why can't Johnny read? Because Johnny's got a mid-range game. And Johnny can fucking 360 dunk. But if Johnny can read, he might be able to get a coaching job after he's done playing. Fuck that. He gonna be the #1 lottery pick. He gonna make $100 million on a shoe contract. Johnny tears his fucking ACL in his second year of his rookie contract, never makes it back. By 30, Johnny's working, I don't know, stocking shelves somewhere at the top because he can reach all the way up to the top. And he's not even gonna be viable then because we're about to have all automation in retail stores. Let COVID keep running its ass around here. Everything's about to get fucking automated anyway, so they're gonna do that first. The stock in the shelves, they can cut all the employees out, potential COVID cases, and just use automation. If you've been in Sam's Club and you've seen the automated buffers and you've seen the automated forklifts and different shit like that, understand it's coming. They're gonna be able to stock the shelves, clean the place, and cash you out with self-check lanes. How many employees do you think Sam's Club's gonna need in maybe 5 years? Because they'll put the money in it. You know, Sam ain't around, but them young Waltons, they gonna put the money into automation. They'll save so much money. They'll save so much fucking money. And then where do black people need to be? Black people need to be in computer programming and coding and different things like that. You better program some of these goddamn robots to be able to run around and do the job that your ass used to do, that your mama used to do, that your daddy used to do. You better learn how to fucking program some shit, because you're not gonna have the same job that they had. You're not gonna have the same job capabilities that they had. You know what you're gonna have? Either coding and programming skills or a whole lot of anguish. And when COVID's over, you're still gonna keep your mask, and you're gonna keep your skull cap, and you're gonna go out and rob somebody because you're gonna need to eat. There is no more gray area. You're either on this side or you're on that side. There ain't gonna be, I try to tell people, there's no way that my children would be able to do what I've done in my life in theirs. The accesses won't even be the same. Them coming up, I look at my daughter, my oldest is about to be 25. My youngest is just turned 24. These are biologicals. Y'all know I got other kids. These are my biologicals. By the time I was 25, I had a child on the way. I had already owned a business. I had been in a managerial position in 2 jobs. Yeah. Neither one of my daughters have had to go through what I had to go through to come up. They had a different kind of life. The main thing that both of them had, though, was me. My father wasn't in my life. So he didn't give me that daily coaching, that periodic pep talk and all that shit. He didn't give me all that shit. Wasn't around. But I still made it to places that, with him being full-throated in my life, I don't know where I could have been. My father was a brilliant man. He had a brilliant mind. But that showed me what I missed out doing the things that I did do, showed me what I missed out because I didn't have him. And I always imagined, well, what the fuck? What if I stay in their lives? Then what could they be? Then what could they be? That's what I always looked at. And I never was in a situation where I was looking for anybody to pluck my daughters, because I always preached education to my daughters. And my daughters always knew that for me, school was their job. You go to school, that's your job. My job is to go to work. Your job is to go to school. That's it. And the goal is fucking A's, period. There was some B's that came across and shit. By the time school, you got out of high school, there was some C's that came. But early on, my daughters were psychotic about being on the honor roll. Why? Because I was psychotic about them being on the honor roll. I didn't want no bullshit. I didn't need no bullshit. And bullshit was mediocrity to me. See, I'm going to be frank with you. Bullshit is mediocrity to me. You go to school to learn. You ain't there for no other fucking reason. So if you go to school 6-7 hours a day and you come home and I know how fucking smart you are, but you pump me a C+, you didn't do what the fuck you needed to do. But first and foremost, I didn't do what I needed to do, which was strike fear in your ass that this is the only thing that you need to be concerned about. What the fuck? Because if I had had that, probably wouldn't be making this video right now. If I had been pushed on the educational side as much as I was pushed to not get a girl pregnant, don't get arrested for nothing, and stay off my couch. If I had a little bit more than that, my mother was a great woman, and she was a great mother, but she didn't push me, because I think my mother kind of knew that school was bullshit, but it was just a formality that I was going to have to go through, because she was so eager to push for me to go through broadcasting school, because she saw something. She had been hearing it for years, my voice. So she saw something, and then she pushed me to go into broadcasting school. She was all with that, but she was never as nearly as gung-ho with just traditional education as she was with me going through broadcasting school. Because I think she just kind of figured, you know what? He's a fish. So I'm going to put him in a pond, and I'll see if his ass really willing to swim. If he ain't willing to swim, sooner or later I'll see his ass floating and then fuck him. Because she told me, if you want to go to broadcasting school, I'll pay for it. Okay. I was 25. I had one on the way. And then once she was born, I had another one on the way. And I started school, broadcasting school, right after my firstborn was born. And by the time I finished, then I had two, because my second one had been born about 5 months into me going to broadcasting school. And man, I had thought about quitting broadcasting school and doing this and doing. I'm like, man, I'm out here with about 2 babies and shit. What am I gonna do? This, that, and the other. It was actually my daughter's mother that convinced me not to quit broadcasting school. And then I think she kind of knew too, if I quit broadcasting school, that shit was gonna have to get explained to my mom. And she was probably gonna be a part of that discussion. And she knew who the fuck my mom was. That's why I said, my mom had lived, dog, my whole life would be fucking different. It would be different. Woo! Sometimes the words got them. Sometimes the fucking dead-ass silence got them. The dead-ass silence and just the inhalation of the cigarette. That's what could get Ida on your ass. If she ain't saying nothing and all you could hear was her smoking her cigarette, yeah, it was over. Pretty much fucking over, dude. Conversation's over, you need to concede. Now, if she calls your ass a couple fucking names, then, you're pretty much done too. But yeah, that's where it was. Kind of got out the track of talking about talent pluckers. But yeah, my kids didn't really need the same type of thing that a lot of these kids need, because that 1 in a million shot shit is like 1 in a billion. It's not 1 in a million shot you make it into professional sports, or you make it as some type of celebrity. It's so much fucking higher than 1 in a million. Okay? But then, if you're not even given the access, most kids just don't, they just don't have it. There's going to be a few that are really talented, and there's going to be one that just rises above everybody. I mean, right now, there's a ton of great high school basketball players out here. There's a ton of great basketball players out here in high school. But there's only one Amani Bates. There's only one Amani Bates. There's even some kids who right now may be able to beat Amani Bates in a one-on-one basketball game, but they're still not a better prospect than Amani Bates is to go into the NBA. And isn't that the ultimate level? The ultimate level is to go into the NBA. If you're going to be a basketball player, you're not trying to get good so you can go play overseas. You're trying to get good so you can go to the NBA. And the way EJ has trained him through the years, his main thing to get Amani to the next level was to train him with next level thinking. He's trained him for the next level. He didn't just train him to make the basketball team. He didn't just train him to be the best player on the basketball team. He trained him and continues to train him for the next level. A lot of people didn't like the move that they made from Ipsy Lincoln. I got it. I understand. I didn't particularly like it because I don't get to see him play as much, but I'm selfish. I'm an old motherfucker. I'm looking for some shit to do like on Tuesdays and Fridays and shit. But it's okay. I just saw EJ, saw him at getting some gas and shit, where we're grown folk get gas at. And he was on the phone. I was actually on the phone. We had to get out, pump our gas. His phone, he never got off his call because he on business now. It's business, everything's business. I didn't interrupt him. We went to pump the gas. I didn't know if he had recognized my truck. I mean, I always recognize a big, tall motherfucker getting out of a big black SUV. And once I saw it was him, I was like, okay, bam, bam, bam. He got back in, I got back in, we got back out. We driving big ass vehicles, so they damn near filled up about the same time. He's like, ain't gonna interrupt your call. Keep doing what you're doing. Gave him the fist bumps. He was like, I'm on it. I was like, I know you're on it. That's why I brought my ass over here and told you, keep doing what you're doing. That's all I need to say to him. Every time I see him, we don't even need to fucking talk. If we got a minute to talk, we'll chop it up. If we ain't got a minute to talk, he on the phone. I'm trying to interrupt. Hey, man, I'll wait. I'll stay in there. I'll wait. What am I gonna wait for? Motherfucker's busy. He's on the phone. He could be talking to somebody to be like, oh, we're looking at giving him $500 million. Whatever. What am I waiting for? Small talk and shit? When y'all gonna play local? When y'all gonna do this again? Come on, man. Act as if. Act as if. As much as I like to sit there and have a conversation, and maybe one day I'll interview Amani. I don't know. I don't know what's in the cards for that. But I know this. EJ didn't wait for somebody to come pluck Amani. He was like, no, we're going to get ready. And when he's ready, y'all be ready. Because they going to have to be ready. See, everybody going to have a pen sharpened. Because he's going to have the run-of-the-mill, any shoe company, any apparel, any this, any that. When it's time, and he's eligible for all that shit, I know he's committed to state and all that right now. When it's time for him to go big, everybody's going to want him. Everybody's going to want him. Products, this, that, and the other. So all they got to do right now is just keep training for the next level. And it ain't just about basketball. The next level of life. He's already in a position now where he can't go anywhere. He can't go anywhere now. He's at groupie status now. And I know he's got a lot of talented brothers that he played for, and they from all over the place, this, that, and the other. And they got groupies too. But he's at that status where if he wanted to say, like, I want to date a celebrity, some teenage celebrity would probably be like, Amani Bates is my boyfriend. Now you got the #1 high school basketball player and the #1 teenage star going together. Probably don't see each other at all because she's busy, he's busy. But to say they're a status symbol like on Instagram or Twitter, that would be big. EJ ain't letting none of that happen. That ain't nothing but a distraction. That's a distraction. And you don't see distraction with Bates fundamentals. That's one thing you don't see. You don't see no fuckery. You don't see no distractions. I love the way they doing that shit. I know some people have problems with it, but hey, man, do your own thing. And if it's something that you need to reach outside of yourself, outside of your plan, go get the right people. Don't try to improvise. Don't try to do a YouTube video on next level thinking in another situation. I think they got the basketball next level thinking down. I do. But when it's some other shit, other business shit, he got people in play for that, man. He got people in play for that. It's all good. He'll be the biggest to come out of this area. The biggest to come out of this area. That's big. He's not the first. He's the biggest. We've had other players come out of this area, other big players. But he's going to be the biggest. Because they thought next level. They didn't wait for somebody to come pluck. They knew he was tall. They knew he was going to be tall. They're like, we might as well just get on this now. Before these motherfuckers start coming around and asking stupid ass questions and this and that and the other. No, let's just get him on there, make him so marketable. Okay, we're going to be playing these games here. Y'all can come set. Man, people don't seem to understand. They can either come pluck you or you can set up times and tell them, hey, if you want to come on by and see what we're working with, come on by. We got some tickets for you at will call. That's where they're at. Come see what you might be able to get your hands on. That's where they're, well, nobody can get their hands on him now. Izzo got him committed. Hopefully, I think all this shit will change around. And if it does, maybe he can go right to the pros. I don't want to see him go nowhere but to get that bag. If he was going to go to college and spend 4 years there, get his degree and all that shit, that'd be different. That's not a mandatory thing. The next level thinking is the pros. If he goes to state and has to spend 1 year there, okay, go there. Hopefully you win the national championship with the other guys they'll get stacked up with. If they don't, go and take your ass to the pro. Get the money. Get the money. Because it's not always going to be there. It's going to be there as an 18, 19-year-old. It's not going to be there as a 28, 29-year-old. If he's 28, 29, he's still in the league.